Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Indrayu, and she is Angida. We are both part of the media and event management team of the IBM. So we just have a few questions to ask you, and I'm sure we have had a very nice panel and a discussion today. So my first question would be, what is your view on the digital analytics scene in India? I will go with you, sir.
Sure. So in overall digital analytics and the way data is being used in India is increasing significantly. Almost every industry is now using data to drive their business decisions, be it a customer facing, be it a business partner facing, be it procuring certain product as part of the supply chain, or delivering the product how it is being delivered. And we have seen in India in last few months significant increase in the quick delivery startups and all that, and they are using all the data analytics about the riders, about the suppliers, everything to deliver the product within the certain specified number of minutes to the. So it's a huge increase happened in last few months, and it is going to increase significantly in the coming months.
So just to take a question, InfoEdge recently gave a study where it was shown that the internet penetration in India is of 43%. So do you think there is enough scope, because where USA is at almost 89%, the internet penetration level. So do you think there is a huge scope still in the internet penetration level in India?
There is a significant scope, especially in the rural area where internet and the high-speed data connectivity that can be implemented. And what I understand, the government is taking a lot of steps to enable that, and all the telecom companies are at least in their publicly informed message that they are going to invest a lot to develop the rural internet broadband network, that will further drive the data generation and data analytics related aspects of the business.
Absolutely. So BharatNet is going to be the next thing for India right now. I'll pass on to Angida for the next question.
Yes, sir. So we had a brief interaction right now. We all had a brief interaction with our students. So I would like to ask this field, digital analytics, the emerging field right now. So what are the skill sets a student must possess to excel in that field and to get in that field and perform well?
Sure. So I think I'll divide the skill into three parts. One is around technical skills, mostly like the coding skills like the Python and SQL are very, very basic, and they need to have that very foundational. The second aspect is about the mathematical aspect, which is more foundational, because this is a data-driven field, right? Yes. So until unless you have a good mathematical foundation, it's obviously difficult. So the second aspect is on mathematical. Third aspect is about soft skill, because it's a very important thing that whenever we are finding an insight, if we cannot explain it to the end user, then there is no use, right? So how you communicate, how you explain the more technical stuff in a less technical way, so that a normal person can understand, is a very important skill to have. So in summary, three skill: coding, technical skill, the coding part, the mathematical foundation, and the soft skills.
Also, sir, to add to it, the future of this field, what will be the future in the next upcoming years to the field, and how the students will perform in that field, like in the upcoming years?
Sure. So I think right now the way data generation is happening is incredible, right? Everywhere, every day, every moment, data is getting generated. So right now life without data we cannot imagine. I cannot have an example where we are not generating data. Because the more and more data are getting generated, so obviously this field is going to flourish, right? So I think there will not be any dearth of scope in future, and definitely it is going to be one of these area where it will expand.
Any significant backdrop of this data-driven?
I think one of the backdrop, and definitely a lot of work is happening, is around ethical AI, right? That obviously as data are getting generated, a lot of our personal informations are also getting shared, right? It's getting exposed in the net, and which a lot of companies are using to build their personalized and other stuff. So a lot of work is happening around that area. Like for example, ethical AI is one area. that okay, how can I actually restrict AI? Some of the non-ethical activities with AI can lead to. How can we restrict it? So that is one area which is happening in terms of governance.
Thank you, sir. They say marketing is the backbone of any business. So from digital analytics, we move on to digital marketing. So your comments on this?
See, digital analytics and digital marketing are all two brothers from another mother.
Right.
Okay, a digital marketer cannot put an ad on the Facebook or Instagram or any other social media platform or any other YouTube or any other media outlet until unless he has the insights of how the business is working, and that will be always derived from data.
Right.
What is the customer pattern? What kind of, let's take a use case that I'm selling iPhones, or maybe I'm selling other phones. So what kind of phones are highly sold in the market, and what kind of audience to be targeted? So this digital marketing has evolved from a simple aspect of putting an advertisement in front of you on a Google page to studying the data and doing that predictive analysis that if I show this data to this person, it is a high possibility that this product will be sold, or I will, and these all activities done to reduce our customer acquisition cost. And that is why digital marketing cannot function properly or maybe in the best possible way without data analytics.
So my last question is the same question to all three of you, is your message to PIBM, starting with yours.
My message to PIBM and to their management and student is one, you are doing great job by exposing your student to the new areas, new technologies, new industry themes that are emerging. So great job on that. My ask for the students from PIBM is, and if I listen to data analytics only, don't get too much scared about data analytics just because you do not have a technology background, and how do you go about it, right? Technology is just one part, as he mentioned, but there are more softer skills, more analytical skills that are required. I'm sure that you already have it. So don't get scared, adopt the technology, because technology will be the centerpiece of each and every business, each and every activity that we do in future. So adopt the technology and invest your time in technology. Second message will be that whatever you learn today, most probably it will become obsolete in next 6 months to 1 year. So you need to have a mindset that you need to have continuous learning and upskilling to stay relevant in the industry and relevant to the marketplace.
Yeah, I think to add on, I totally agree with sir that obviously the technology is evolving, right, and keeps on changing. However, I still emphasize on the foundation part, because if your foundation is not good, picking up a new thing will take a lot of time, right? So yes, we have to adopt new technology, we have to learn, but at the same time, we have to if the core foundation should be very strong, and you need to keep on working on that, right? And the second aspect, as I also mentioned about the softer skill, because a lot of time what happens, we focus quite a lot on the technical skills, right? But at the equally important is the softer skill, because if you cannot explain stuff, then it's of no use, right? So I think these are the messages, and I think PIBM as an institute is doing great. Like for example, the interview you guys are conducting, all these opportunities, they are giving it to you, exposure. I think that's great great experience, I think, and it will definitely enhance your career later on.
I think most of the thing has been said, but I'll still add a few things that, I'll add it from a marketing perspective. So obviously tech is always there, and it always will be there in future as well with us. But we have to understand the patterns as well of as a human being, what a person would do. That combined with the technical skill or maybe technology will get you to the top of the layer to do in any business or in any of your career opportunities. And you have been exposed to certain things, and that will always eventually help you in growing that acumen in yourself in future. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.